Gait NMR level 1. So with the Gait NMR level 1 exercise, this is basically learning how to walk perfectly, which is going to build the proper gait pattern onto other more heavily loaded and higher exertion gait-based exercises. What you want to do is start with your feet perfectly parallel. Then you want to make sure that while you're walking you don't have any knee valgus or any knee varus to the best of your ability. Then what you want to do is place the pelvis into a neutral pelvic position. No excessive posterior pelvic tilt or anterior pelvic tilt. Right at a neutral pelvic position. Spine alignment upright. Thoracic extension. External meatus in line with the medial deltoid. Once you're in that position, what you want to do is just walk in also in the anatomical position, having the palms open, shoulders externally rotated, but not doing excessive thoracolumbar junction extension. Keep away from that, kind of keep the rib cage almost pulled down a little bit and extend in the thoracic spine instead. Take steps with 35 degrees of hip flexion. So you want to try to get 35 degrees of hip extension, flexion on the stride, and you want to get upwards of 15 degrees of hip extension on the back leg. So on that, right before toe lift, what you should have is you should have that leg at about 15, even 20 degrees of hip extension. 20 degrees is really the higher point of where research shows hip extension should be, optimally and ideally. Not everyone's going to get there, but at least around 15 degrees. So good stride length and hip extension length while you're walking. And that's Gait NMR level 1. For fitness doctor practitioners, what you want to also really be aware of is when you're analyzing your client and you're looking at the Gait NMR level 1 exercise and getting the client into proper motor control, number one, you're thinking about how is their diagnosis? How is their evaluation? How do they present specifically in the walking gait analysis? What were their compensations? Did they have foot pronation? Did they have knee valgus, kyphosis? What was it where they actually had pathokinematics or movement compensations? Once you figure that out, you're looking right away to making sure that in their Gait NMR, if it's valgus, you're bringing them out of valgus to the best of your ability. If it's improper pelvic tilting, really focusing on neutral pelvic tilting. If it's kyphosis, you're really creating that thoracic extension without thoracolumbar extension. So number one was what was their specificity of deficiencies, right? Then second is you really want to, as they're doing that motion, just think about it as you're analyzing them and watching them. If you're doing a walking gait analysis on them now, are they walking in such a way that there's zero compensations that you could actually find? And if there is compensations there, then you're looking after those correct, specific compensations or pathokinematics. So basically in Gait NMR level 1, your goal is to get your client to walk in an anatomical position in a way that there's zero compensations.